Hi everyone, so today I'm going to show you how to, well, one of the ways to finish up one of your cross stitch hoops. I wasn't actually planning on filming this, but since I just happened to have finished stitching something up, I thought this would be a great opportunity to show you one of the many ways that you can finish up an embroidery hoop. So what we're going to do for this one is my favorite method of finishing an embroidery hoop, which is basically we're going to use a hot glue gun to glue the edges over, and then we're going to cover the back with a piece of felt. So I'm going to pick out a color from my huge collection of felt. Probably just going to do a color that's similar to a lot of the colors. Like I feel like this green is pretty good. Probably going to end up using this. If you're familiar with my cross stitch kits, they all include a piece of felt, so that if you decide to finish the backing for your cross stitch hoop this way, you can. So first things first, we're going to trim off a lot of this edge here. Basically you want a circle that kind of goes around your embroidery hoop. Obviously it's a little bit short here, but it's not a big deal because we're basically going to be folding this into the hoop. So I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to trim this. Not too close because I want there to be enough to fold over. Going to trim. Until we have something like this. So this is as close as I'm going to get. We're basically now going to fold it over and glue it so it's really tight on your hoop. So before we do so, this would be a great time to take this opportunity to pull a little bit to make sure it's extra tight. I think in my case it's already pretty tight, but if you have any parts that are looking loose, you can always like loosen this up a little bit and pull it tighter. But I'm just going to go around and pull one more time to make sure everything's super tight. Even here, I'll just pull a little bit. And that's probably the best I can do. Cool. So I already have my hot glue gun started up. If you don't have a hot glue gun, you can always use like fabric glue, but it might not work as well as hot glue gun. So I highly suggest you invest in one, just in case you have like a lot of similar projects that might utilize one. Cool. So let me get an extra piece of glue. Alright, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to put glue on the hoop around it and glue it over. So I'm going to do it a few inches at a time, and I'm going to pull tight and bend over and kind of get it to stick. And there we go. So if you want to be extra secure, some of this like Ada that's coming over this edge, like it's not, I didn't add glue there. If you want to be like extra secure, you can add some glue there. Make sure it's all glued down. but generally this is going to be good enough. Like so. And yep, so this is actually, sometimes I like to leave it like this, just because I think the back stitching kind of looks cool. So you can potentially just leave it like this if you want to hang it up. But if you want, you can also attach a piece of felt to the back. So what we're going to do is we're going to basically cut out a circle around the hoop. And then we're going to use our hot glue gun to glue it on. Oops. First get a rough estimate. This is roughly good enough. You can start with the size that's a little bit too big, so we can glue it on first. And then afterwards, once it dries, we can trim it off. So this is actually a pretty good size to start with. So we can add the glue around, just like we did earlier. And we're gonna just glue it on. And it should be about secure. Dries pretty fast, so usually we can get straight to cutting it off. So you want to trim it fairly close, just because when you hang it, you don't want like the felt to be showing from underneath. So usually I like snip it a little bit closer to the edge, a little bit in. See if there's any spots that you missed. You want to be careful. This part's a little bit tricky because it's behind the little screw. And that is good enough for me. And oops, that is one of the many methods to finish up your embroidery hoop.